everyone, I am Tacit, and welcome to the Gems of War Campaign 16, Week 0, Day 6, or Day 4. So today, a couple things. One of the most interesting, I'm not sure if this is a weird one-off thing. Did any of you else get your daily XP boost sent to your messages? Because if this is a permanent change that they did, that means we can now start clicking claim all here. If the next one goes there, I almost feel like just claiming all on this thing. So we just can claim the button again. Yeah, this one was from Tuesday into Wednesday. But Wednesdays to Thursday went to our messages for some reason. So if this is just a permanent new feature, we can actually click claim all while XP stalling now. So that would be great. I'm not sure why I wasn't here to begin with. I was kind of hoping it would when we originally knew about it. And then ended up going here, and then we were disappointed. But if they permanently go here now, that is very, very nice. Since now we can click this claim all button. But clicking claim all here does not claim all here. They're actually independent of each other. So most of your rewards go in here, whereas only a very few things go in here. So these going in here would be very, very useful for stalling them for the full amount of time. So yeah, hopefully that's a permanent change. We'll find out tomorrow. I believe it is. It seems like it might be. Maybe they did that in a light little tweak. Anyways, Geomancer class, pretty decent hero class. Obviously, we've been using it a lot this week. Pretty much only used with pure construct teams, though. Other barrier and brown hero classes tend to be better than it in most situations. However, biggest benefit it has 50% mana start to all constructs, which of course includes itself. We'll also have some score reduction, so really tanky hero class while having barrier on brown, which makes it even tankier. So it has that going for it, while being the main synergy for things like Chalcedony, of course, with 4x Chalcedony teams and other similar things. Anyways, as far as... Also, I'm not sure why, if they did do a mini patch, I still keep getting, like, dead scrolling on this page. I've never seen that before. I've only seen this issue since this week. I'm not sure what happened. Okay, now it's not doing it, of course. Why is it not doing it now? But it would, like, do it where... We showed it a lot. I'm not sure why. It was really bad last stream. We were, like, scrolling on the map and it wasn't moving, even though we were, you know, clicking and everything. But anyways... So, what would be messing with the Clash Trials? Obviously, still trying to open all of our Vault keys. We still have 180 left from the 300-ish or so that we had last Vault weekend. So, still trying to chip those down. But yeah, let's start with the Clash Trial. Of course, we're going to use the team we showed on Monday, which is Geomancer class team. Is basically just... oh, I didn't bother putting... Oh, yeah. Wait. No, I can put the dragon here. Right. It's just constructs from here. See, let me go put the dragon in here. Why did I not initially? I guess I did. I guess to make the team different, so it wasn't a repeat of all the others. Let's see. Oh, I know why. Because I was just going to use Black Manacle as the damage. So it didn't really matter what was there. Okay. So yeah, we'll be fine. Doesn't matter then. Go with that. Because Black Manacle will be enough damage. Unless it isn't. Until it isn't. But no, it should be fine. Even if it isn't, they revive. You know, like this Drake Rider. Chalcedony will be better at single targeting it anyway, so... Wouldn't really matter much. Regardless. But anyways, hello, yeah! Hello, Mr. Z! Hello, Tyrion! Hello, Supernova! Hello, Logix there! Hello, Sushi Ninja! Hello, Cookie! Hello, Imperial! Hello, Vanessa! Welcome, welcome, welcome! Hope your guys' week's been going well. But yeah, we won't be doing that other game tomorrow. We will this weekend. But, have a few other errands I need to run tomorrow. I don't think I'm going to pick up the pants and everything I still need for the jury duty, though. I'll probably do that next week. I'll probably do some food shopping tomorrow, though. While I'm out. Also, hello, Jamie! Welcome, welcome. Actually, now that I think about it, I have not gone clothes shopping in a very long time. Because during college, I would get stuff from mostly from the thrift shops and everything. And then otherwise, oh no, I'm just like so used to getting everything from there. It just feels weird doing it normally. Because obviously most people don't like normally get everything they have from a thrift shop. Whereas I did that for like several years, and now having to do it normally from a shop, gosh, it's just so pricey. I feel like that's one of those products that's the difference between the cost of manufacturing and the cost of the actual object is absurdly high. Because even through inflation and everything, it still costs under $1 for pretty much like any garment you ever wear. Yet the price tag is not always $1. It very rarely will ever be. Unless you're doing that at a thrift shop or something similar. Like, they go very pricey for quite a bit of clothes these days. Way beyond what they should be. I will take that one over. I was let him take the other skull. Unfortunately, I don't have the mana I need to win. We only need... There's so many ways that we could win with mana, and nope, not a single one available. Oh, that's not the one I wanted. So I guess it doesn't really matter what order you do it in at all. But I still always like doing it from left to right. It feels weird doing them out of order. Do any of you do it in any other order other than left to right? I guess you technically could, but it just feels so off clicking anything else. Hello, Lester. Welcome, welcome. Oh yeah, autocorrect to be really annoying. I was typing some on phone the other day, and the amount of things that it tries autocorrecting for is so insane. Because it's not used to like how I write and everything. Well, some of it's correct, obviously some of it's not, but still. Just the way that it autocorrects some words is just really, really, really annoying. Like words that are 100% correct. That's like, nope, wrong. And then you have to go back, backspace, go type the other thing again, make sure you click on it to be like, yes, this is correct. And then go from there. There's just so many weird things that you wouldn't expect it to autocorrect for that it does, needlessly. If there is less than 5 sigils left, you do it from right to left for more points. That is true if you're going for leaderboard. If you're just going for all rewards, like tier 4, or, you know, doing it for free, or doing just all rewards, or either or, the points actually don't mean anything for this mode otherwise. But if you're going for leaderboard, yes. Right to left actually would make sense to the degree that, if you are about to run out of sigils on the final day of the event. Well, I guess in this day it's only one day. But yeah, if you're going to run out of sigils, it would make sense to go to right to left for the very last one, if you're going for leaderboard. Because otherwise, this is one of the weirdest modes where the score does not apply to the tiers. So, for example, if we go to, let's say, what's this event week? Raids? No, World Event. So if we go to World Event, for example, you know, we get a certain amount of points. We get a certain amount of score every single time. And that score applies to, you know, each one of the stages, each one of the tiers, whatever you want to call this. For whatever reason, Class Events is the only game mode in the game that does not behave this way. It uses 2 different scoring systems. One of them is based on points, which is what you see here. And the other one is just based on battles completed. So, you know, like each set, it has 5 battles, and, you know, you make progress that way. The entirety of the main rewards that you get are based on how many battles you do. Only the leaderboard, for whatever reason, is based on your score. So unless you're going far enough that you could do this, which I think is like tier 5, I want to say. Tier 4, tier 5? It's one or the other. You'd have to do tier 4 or tier 5 to full completion to be able to go there. And in that case, yes, going from right to left would matter. But if you're doing anything less than that, like the free battles or something similar, it actually has no effect at all which order you're going. Since the score never gets to apply. Like, you still earn points for those, but you're not getting deep enough where that'll matter. Since the earlier section is only dictated by how many battles you do. And not by the points of the battle. Which also means you could technically lose troops in this mode without penalty if you're not going for leaderboard. Normally you lose 1 point per death, and you still do if you, you know, do go through the battles. But that doesn't matter if you're just going for the free rewards or, you know, basic completion up to tier 8 thing. Or not tier 8, you know what I mean. The all rewards, whatever you call that. I shouldn't say the word tiers, because normally the buy-in options are called tiers. But, yeah, it's weird how it's scored, is the bottom line. Really weird scoring system. It's the only mode in the entire game scored like that, too, which makes it even weirder. Because it's so off compared to how every other mode is. I'm surprised they haven't changed it over the year. There's a lot of things with this event that could really use a rework. The main one being, it is so little value. Like, especially once you max every hero class. Though, of course, the whole purpose of it is to help max hero classes. But it doesn't even do that properly. Like, I feel like during a class event, you should earn double XP to whatever class you're doing, regardless where you use it. Including during the event, if you use it for that. Like, there has to be more incentive than what's there. Because you get so little from actually engaging in the event. As far as, like, class XP towards a class. Like, I think the free battle is, like, what, 65? And while you can mass buy with gems to convert those gems into XP towards your class, the ratio for doing that is really expensive. I've done it a couple times. Mostly to show it for videos and other things, just to get it a little bit early. But it is a really expensive thing to do. Like, it's a little over 5,000 gems to max a hero class to level 100 instantly. Obviously, you'd get it done instantly and save like 30 plus hours. But if it is over 5,000 gems, it is really expensive. There's a lot of things you can do with 5,000 gems in the current state of the game. I'll throw a Black Manacle down. I kind of want to do it again, but did not get enough mana, so let's do that. Probably should have went for Mana Cores. It's slightly more annoying, but there we go. And this hero class does not have Stealthy, unfortunately. And one more tier to go. And of course, worst comes to worst, if we really had to, we just use Chalcedony Loop the whole time. Let's just throw in Black Manacle in there to get a little bit extra speed. We'll go for this one first, since he's going to revive anyways with full HP. Actually, probably should have Black Manacle there, but doesn't matter now. Go for that, and let's do that again, and that should be matched. We'll get rid of the Summoner, so he doesn't summon. Not like he'll get even remotely a chance. Actually, probably should have killed the Brown, but now that I think about it, I think that was the only Brown. Well, I guess the Drake was Brown, but that's not going to do anything. Actually, didn't they give a pet that gives +5 to all stats to the Drake? Which basically does absolutely nothing, because you barely ever use it. When they get summoned off of, like, Drake Rider. Did they? I don't remember. I could have sworn they did. I know they did something really weird like that in the past with one of them. Or it was like the strangest one to end up getting it. They normally do for a lot of the lower rarity ones. Just plop it on some random troop that needs a slightly better stats because they're never used, but then the pet itself is never used because they put on something so bad. I think Bork is one of the better examples of one that they've actually done it on that isn't completely useless. Because Bork actually gained a huge benefit from having 5 to all stats. Probably the biggest of any ultra rare that has ever gotten it. Actually, not maybe, it definitely did. Because I can't think of a single ultra rare even remotely as beneficial as what Bork got from it. Also because it extends how much he can destroy. Getting him even above Throw Destroy. And, you know, some other things like Marilith and such. Angry Mob, all that. If there is less than 5 sigils, then you do... Oh, never mind, I already read that. Let's see. You seem to be hooked on Moonstone Island. It's a very addicting game. A lot of games like that tend to be pretty addicting. Like Stardew Valley, Animal Crossing. Gosh, we had so much time in Animal Crossing. Within the first couple of months, I think we had 1,000 hours. Like, we literally had an average of, I think, like 10 hours a day when Animal Crossing first came out. It was also around the time of the pandemic, so there was more of a reason to as well. But, yeah, we had something like 1,000 hours within 3 months. I think it was the quickest game I actually ever hit 1,000 hours in. Was Animal Crossing's New Horizon. Though at this point, I think it's only reached like 1,500. So even though we played it a lot initially, it's still way lagging behind other games. Like RuneScape, Warcraft 3, and this, of course, Gems of War. Which easily are all over 15,000 hours at this point. Ah, there we go. But yeah, I do believe Animal Crossing New Horizons was the quickest we ever hit 1,000 hours in a game. We're definitely not doing 1,000 hours in Moonstone Island, I can say that, though. We're definitely not going that heavy into it. Though who knows, maybe we will. I don't feel like it would get enough content to play that much. I don't know. It might still get developed quite a bit. What do I think the shiny looks like? Oh yeah, I still am very surprised you didn't say what it looks like. Knowing you, Lester, I'm very surprised the thing you did not compare the shiny to today. Because it very much looks like that. And I'm still surprised you haven't figured it out. I don't want to say it, though. I'm going to wait till you figure it out. I won't say it until Lester says it. Because I don't want to put it out there until he realizes what it looks like. Okay, we'll take that one down. You'll find out by this weekend. We're streaming it again on Saturday. You'll figure it out by the time we stream it next. Say it or you're going to say it. Alright, let's go to dungeons. Come on, top 3. Come on. Oh, come on. We did another top 3 this week. Come on, double top 3 this week. Why do I feel like it's 4? I almost want to click 4 right now, but it's going to be 3. Oh, we got it. Wow, good thing I didn't. Could you imagine? Could you imagine if we actually did that? But there we go. Perfect. Nice. Well, let's go hand out an extra code. We'll hand out, wait, actually, I was going to say we'll hand out 3 tonight. How many do I have left? Wait. I only have 2 left. Wait, I'll hand out 1 now, but I only have 2 to hand out tonight. Wait. I do have more, but I need to go into the stash, which I can't do at the moment. Or at least not in a timely manner. But there you guys go. There's the first code. We'll have another one in a little bit. But there we go. Perfect dungeon. Now where's my dragon team? Dragon. Not that dragon. Where's the Diamantina one-shot? Did I overwrite it? Oh, there it is. I really need to reorganize them, though. Ah, there we go. Stream again later, 12 hours from now? No. I have quite a few things I need to get done tomorrow. As well as just catch up on sleep. I accidentally slept in today. I set my alarm earlier this morning. Oh, wait. This isn't the team I wanted for this battle. Whoops. Wait, why am I running this against this? I was thinking Volt for whatever reason. Luckily, this does not ruin a perfect. Running away from these fights and losing against these fights does not ruin your perfect, by the way. As long as you just don't click the traps, it still counts as a perfect. Doesn't matter how many tries you take. Which luckily is pretty new player friendly for that too. Though of course the RNG of actually landing a perfect still very hard. But once you actually do, as long as you don't click the traps, you can lose like 10 times and eventually get it done and it still counts as perfect. It's probably the only mode like that that's even remotely similar. Where you can fail that many times. It's like, a perfect run. Yep, no problem for the code. Enjoy. Because there's no penalty to losing these fights at all. Alright, battle number 1, battle number 2, and let's go get our 120 Dragonite. We'll probably have a patch soon, TM, that we'll use it in-game. I had to guess probably 2 patches from now, but who knows, maybe next patch. Though next patch is within the next 2 or 3 weeks, most likely. So, yeah, that'd be really soon if it's going to be that patch. You know, if that's the patch that actually ends up doing anything with them. We'll find out. Definitely before the end of the month. We should have 2 or 3 more patches this year. One this month, one in December, and the one in November is the one that's normally questionable. Oh, I almost just clicked one of those bottom ones. Good thing I did. There we go, perfect. But yeah, we definitely have one this month. We definitely have one in December. And there's a good chance we get one tomorrow, but we don't know for sure yet. I mean, not tomorrow. I mean, November, I mean. I did say tomorrow. It's either all 3 months or October and December, how it normally goes. And there we go, 120 Dragonite. And since we already claimed our Dragonite, we're going to click on this. Oh, good thing we didn't do that. That would have been a trap. And silence. Oh, gosh. And nothing. Okay. Well, we already got our 120 Dragonite. How much are we up to now? There's almost all this Dragonite stack. Actually, I think this entire Dragonite stack is pretty much free Dragonite. Now, counting a little bit we get from, like, the Battle Pass and such, that wasn't free Dragonite. This, like, 4,500 or so, or 4,800 plus, is all purely from just free methods within the game. Since, oh, when did we eventually get Diamantina? I think it was February. So this is about 9 months of free Dragonite. Like around 5,000, 4,800, somewhere around there. Definitely at least 4,500. Somewhere from 4,500 to 5,000. It's hard to tell how much of it's from Battle Pass or something similar. But, yeah, a good bulk of that is just completely free. From either 120 wins, or Dragonite Gnomes, or, Angels occasionally giving a very small amount. Alright, there we go. So, mail is just those 2. Oh, and a redeem code. Also, thank you whoever claimed it for us. I assume it was Tyrion. But there's a redeem code. 2 treasure maps, 1 gem key, 200 souls, 2,500 gold. We'll have another one in a little bit. Let's go... Where should we go to now? We did that. Let's go clear out the other dailies, I guess. We did that, we did that. I think the only one left other than Underspire then is the World event. So help our guild with that. World event, like pretty much every event this week, really straightforward because all you do is click Chalcedony until you win. This one's even more straightforward because you get to click Chalcedony with even more damage than normal. You'll know the game is done when they no longer give us codes. I don't know, I feel like Gems of War will try staying away for a while. Because I highly doubt they'll ever make like a Gems of War 2. Nearly every other game they've made that isn't Gems of War in like the last decade has kind of flopped. So, I don't know, they can't really ever not do Gems of War. Like, their whole, operation is basically Gems of War at this point. As far as what they make money from. Yes, I mentioned that at the beginning of the stream. The EXP boost went into messages. I believe this is a permanent feature, and if so, that means, we can click Claim All again. Which is a great quality of life feature, and perfect timing, too. The exact week when people would want to start delaying for it, they actually finally fixed it. So, yeah, that's a pretty big change. At least for people who stall the XP anyways. But yeah, it makes it substantially easier to do so. As you can almost always click the claim all button now. You can't in messages, but very rarely do you get much in your messages. It's easy enough to do those manually one at a time. Yeah, it's kind of funny that they did it exactly on a Guild War week. Or, you know, right before a Guild War week. Because that's exactly when you'd want to start delaying them. Which means that isn't the intended mechanic then. Because if it wasn't the intended mechanic, they would have just like made it have a 1-day delay or something. But no, being able to stall them for multiple days is a mechanic. Otherwise they would have fixed it there. But instead they made it even easier to do. Speaking of which, there's some progress towards it. I didn't even see what our objectives were for today. Ah, we gotta go play a delve. Boo. I hate that it makes you do those, though. I wish all of them would be automatic ones. It still sometimes... Oh, I didn't mean to do that. It still gives you some of those weird ones, like go do PvP, or go do Underworlds, or something similar. Or even go do the entirety of a daily adventure board. Which sometimes is not always worth doing every single one. Like, it gives you those things that you would sometimes not... You would have to go, like, slightly out of your way for. Not, like, to an extreme degree, but to enough of a degree where it would waste a few minutes rather than being automatic. I wish they would remove all of those from that, but it's not too big a deal. It don't take more than a few minutes. Like, doing that Underworld thing is going to take us under 2 minutes when we go down there. Oh, why'd I do that? We already had the win. It's like the devs are watching our streams or something. I don't think they do. I'm pretty sure they almost never do. I don't even think Jetto has ever even come to a stream. I know, oh gosh. I know Salty has in the past. And though she doesn't work for them anymore. As well as, I think Nimhane did ages ago. That was like ages ago, though. We're talking like several years. Who's I'm trying to think of? Who did it more recently? That wasn't Salty. Well, I can't remember their name now. I'm so bad with names. Kafka. I think it was Kafka, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, they used to watch, pretty much. No, Jetto has never watched any of our streams, I'm pretty sure. Oh, so why did she not stream anymore? Isn't she supposed to be, like, the person who streams for them occasionally? Wasn't their last stream, like, 2 years ago? Like, she still works for them. But there's never any streams. Like, when was the last time they did it? Like, an official Gems of War stream by the developers, which at this point would be done by Jetto and or the dev team. It's been a very long time. One thing I actually miss even more than their streams, I actually miss when they used to do the preview videos. This is, like, ancient history. They only did it for, like, the first year or so of the game. But they did preview videos for, every patch. So not only would you know all of the cool things, or most of the cool things coming in each patch beforehand, and get to see it firsthand and everything, like at least a week or a couple weeks before it came out, but it was also just a really good way of presenting everything compared to just like a wall of patch notes. But it took too much production time, which I think is why they stopped it. Because I'm very sure a 10-minute video would still take them like hours upon hours. As you know, you have to do all the audio for it. They end up editing it together. They need clips for it all. They need all the files for it all. Like, if I should try to do the same thing solo, it'd probably take me be like a day-long project to do what they did for even one of those little preview videos. Because it's way further edited than how most people make Gems of War content for the game. Where it's pretty much just press record and talk. They may not know how to play the game anymore. That is true. That is also something that could prevent them from doing be able to do it. Though I feel like devs generally notoriously are bad at their game. I can't think of a single game where the devs were even above, like, the slightly above average line. I feel like it's always, like, average or slightly worse for almost every dev team at their game. Unless it's, like, some kind of indie developer who's played through their game, like, 1,000 times over. Like, that's a bit of a different story. But any kind of, like, bigger thing, I feel like the devs are always worse than, like, the average person for the most part. Okay, we'll take that over, take that over. We don't need anything there. And that goes for almost every game. Unless it's like a small indie game or something. Where they play through it so much where it's kind of impossible for them not to be good at the game. We did that, we did that. Okay, we did all the dailies then? Other than Underspire? I guess we'll go to Underspire now, might as well. We're already doing this many. And we got a purple and a blue. Not the ones we want to see, but pretty good ones. Oh, I should have taken that to begin with. We could have had extra magic. Could have given us some like slightly better kill range. Alright, next. Let's go and do the last daily. And I'll probably mess with Volkies the rest of the time. So, we are currently in Section 3 of Underspire. We've been spending 150 torches, or not 150 torches, could you imagine? 150 gems per day. 150 torches could get you all the way to the end, even if you keep messing up every path. But we're doing okay this week. We full scouted the previous area, but we zero scouted the other one, so... oh, sorry, no, the previous area was the one with zero scouting. Look at this path. There we go, we went straight there. Then we went straight to the correct boss room, and then boom, complete. So hopefully we can keep doing that every single time for the rest of the time, and we'll never need to worry about wasting torches. Yeah, Salty didn't really know how to play that well. But she was pretty entertaining. She really loved using Gorgoltha. Like, as much as, like, the standard meta right now is to put, like, hero and, like, you know, just barrier. And just kind of have that to tank. She just really loved doing Gorgoltha. Which used to be an old meta around the time when she first started. And then she never really bothered using anything else. Because it was kind of decently meta still when she first started. With being introduced to Gems of War. But then she never changed it for, like, the all of time. Even after the meta shifted, like, 3 degrees away. Like 3 times over. As far as what you would run as a tank. She still loved running that Gorgoltha. It's not a bad trip though. Even the current state of the game is still usable. Honestly, Gorgoltha is still better than most tank mythics. Like, most tank mythics that are trying to be better Gorgoltha are just worse Gorgoltha. But Gorgoltha is way worse than what Hero Tank and a few similar things can do these days. Especially with how quick the meta is for, like, Guild Wars. Gorgoltha just can get rolling quick enough most of the time. Unless you specifically very much need, like, a skull reduction, because, like, the entire team is, like, skull only with no enrage. Then it can still find its place here occasionally. Those very niche... gosh, I can't say the word. In those very niche situations. Why can I not say niche and then situations? Niche situations. I'm not sure why. I can't see those two words together. I can say them separately. There we go. Hello, Florian. Welcome, welcome. Yeah, that's enough to kill. Dead. Good to go. Alright, we should be on the right path. So far, highest level has only failed us twice in however many Underspires we've had. Yes, niche. I feel like that's a really tongue twister word. Like saying niche and then like almost any other complicated word after. I said, hello, Mod Mark. Welcome, welcome. Oh yeah, that reminds me. We still haven't done a RuneScape stream in a while. I am still AFKing in the background, including right now. It's like 3 clicks a minute. I mean, 3 clicks an hour, I mean. 3 clicks a minute, I sure hope not. But yeah, I should have max melee stats in like, Probably this weekend, if I just keep the computer running and keep clicking every 20 minutes. It's kind of funny because it reminds me to take Gems of War Tribute as well. Because after I click it like every 2 times, I'm like, I should go check Tribute. Let's see. Your hero level is 1,247. Any tips? What account type are you? Just a normal? Like a main account that can use the Grand Exchange? Because I would probably say if you're a normal account that can do anything. Revenant Caves. It existed in RuneScape 3 as well. But the kind of loot that you can get there is pretty good. It is a pretty big PvP hotspot. But given that you're a lower level, you might be in a bracket that doesn't get targeted as much. Potentially. It's a bit of a barrier to entry, but you can make so much there. It's not something I can actually do on my account because it can't die. And you will die there a lot. A lot of things in the wilderness actually got like super buffed in old school RuneScape. So a lot of them must tend to be some of the better money makers in the game, at least earlier in the game. Then doing farm runs. Oh, you meant in Gems of War. Oh, Gems of War level 1,247. Make sure to do all dailies, I would say. You have a completion comp in RuneScape 3, nice. I would have never had the equivalent to that in RuneScape at any point, because I always quit before I would get close to that. I almost have max cape in old school RuneScape, which based on how long that takes is almost like completion comp in RuneScape 3. Not quite the same though. It just takes absolutely forever. But no, tips for Gems of War then. It's mostly the daily system. You get so much progress from it. That and Vault events. Whenever Vault events roll around, we just had one recently. The next one's at the end of this month. You get a lot of loot from it. You can literally farm more during a Vault event in Gems of War than all the time between Vault events. Like the 5 months in between. So definitely a great time to be spamming for loot. You normally just run like Quick Kill, Explore, and go from there. You can do it with Rowan Quick Kill, since you probably don't have the Dust Devil build. Which, that build is Hero with anything that doesn't block mana. Use whatever hero class you need mana on. Followed by Rowan, Leprechaun, and Mirage Queen. Mirage Queen is from the Underworld. You get it from Sunken Fleet. You throw Chaos Shards there. There's Tuesday faction events where you can earn them, or you can just get them daily from just doing any faction. Oh, you do have double Ironhawk Dust Devil? Okay, nice. Oh yeah, that does. Yeah, I guess you could, because that came out in like what 20. Wait, has it been 2019? Has Ironhawk existed for that long? Yeah, I guess it has. Because it would have been 5 years after launch. I didn't even think about that. Yeah, Ironhawk's been out since 2019. Gosh, it's been going on for a while. I completely forgot about that. Or not completely forgot, but yeah, it was 5 years, and now it's almost been 5 years again. Wow, we've had it does not feel like we've had access to Dust Devil team for that long. But yeah, we've almost had access to the really broken Dust Devil team again for 5 years now. Almost. Oh, you're playing on mobile? Interesting. I personally find using the Dust Devil team with the troops in the back easier than in the front on mobile. I find it easier to click. Even though, of course, you would do it the other way around on PC. Mostly because it's better for mana accumulation. But I feel like my fingers can't reach that far. At least on the phone I have. Just too far of a reach to bother doing. So I just put them in the corner where it's easier. Oh, you said you came back after 7 months. I didn't read that part of your comment. I saw the number. I was like, oh, went running with that. If you've only been gone for 7 months, you honestly haven't missed anything. Almost nothing has happened to Gems of War in the last 7 months, to be honest. As far as, like, game-breakingly major things. Like, everything that's happened within that time has been pretty small. Well, except for Underspire, I guess. Like, what we're doing right now is, like, the biggest thing that's probably happened in that time. the entirety of Underspire. But beyond that, not much has happened in 7 months. I would even say the orb change that happened last December was bigger than anything that's happened in the last 7 months. Not counting Underspire. Because Underspire, it's a really good way of getting those upgrading orbs. Like the gold metal and the silver metal. Alright, which way do we think it is? It's this way. It's not going to be the double path. A double path's always a trap. Oh yeah, they changed how the cards look visually. That was a pretty controversial change. They've actually changed it twice since then. It was even more controversial before the other change. But, yeah, it could still use some work. Yeah, this is the less controversial version of it. It was even more controversial when it first launched a couple months ago. This was them improving it. It still looks a little weird to me, but, you know, you get used to it. Yeah, this is the improved version of the what it was before. I still overall actually prefer how it was before. But some of it looks cleaner. Like gold metal troop looks a little bit cleaner. Like a little visual for it. But I hate like that multicolored thing, especially when you're using like a triple or 6-colored thing. It's just too much color over top of text. Or under top of text, whatever you'd say. The background of the text. With like a whole rainbow behind it. I do have to say, it looks pretty clean with solid colors. It's just, how often are you ever using solid colors in Gems of War? Pretty much never. Like, when is your team ever going to be 4 troops with only 1 color? Even when you first start off the game, you wouldn't even be doing that. Oh yeah, there's a lot of infinites these days. They've actually been on a releasing spree. Actually, I guess that is one thing they did quite a bit this year. They've released a lot of infinite loops these days. Because now that we have Journey event happening more often, and they're cycling through each one of the Journey troops, we got like 4 infinite loops this year. One of them's still coming. Because, of course, it was just like Chalcedony and whatever the other one was. But since then, we've gotten several others, like Todd, that one Red Dragon, the blue thing we just got like literally the other week. And soon to be, what's the other one? Soon to be whatever the yellow version is. We don't technically know what it is yet, but whatever that will be for Divine or Strix or whatever they end up doing it for. That'll be the same premise of this, where it's just like infinite loop. Or pretty much. Hey, first try! Look at that! Our second perfect floor. We've got it again. See, we still remember how to do things. Sometimes. 2 back-to-back perfect floors. Love to see it. Oh yeah, I always mispronounce this. I always call it Chalcedony. How you actually say it, I don't even know. I look at this, all I see is Chalcedony. Chow, I don't know, how do you... I know that how I say it is not correct. But I can't look at that word and see anything that isn't Chalcedony. I would throw that down. It's kind of funny. He's got like max brown boost ratio and still hits for like 0. These boost ratios like that do almost nothing to Slate in the game. I'm trying to get a big AoE set up. You have 2 of the dragons from the eggs, 4 to go. Well, you might have more than 4 soon. Well, it isn't 100% confirmed. It looks like we're getting another set of 7, probably this year. Which makes sense because around the time when they're about to do it, which is probably in the next few months or so, we'll be around the year mark of the Gem Dragon. Oh no, that's not what I wanted! It will be around the year mark of the Gem Dragons existing in the game. So we're probably getting another set of 7. But yeah, it takes a while. We did get 100 free, 120 free Dragonite today though. Does that up over time? It's one of those very slow grinds in the game though. But you always make progress on it, unlike some grinds like the what would you call it? The Horde Mimic grind. Like that one you never make any progress on until you actually get it. Whereas at least your Gem Dragons, even if you keep rolling bad dragons, you're still kind of getting progress towards it. And eventually you'll end up getting it. Or some of them like the Mimic is just, you either get it or don't, and then sometimes you get very unlucky. For very long periods of time. There is a chance that the new ones do not use Dragonite and use some kind of new currency. I just kind of assumed they would incorporate the previous currency in some way. Like, even if they add a new currency, like, you know, it would still cost them. Kind of like after diamonds kind of got phased out a bit, they still kind of had things cost diamonds while still costing the other thing. Like, I just kind of assumed dragons would cost Dragonite, but, you know, they would probably just add another currency as they always do. Hey guys, there's no guarantee that it will just cost Dragonite. I just assumed it would play some role in, you know, getting it upgraded. I still hope it's Dragonite, though. It would make a lot of sense if they made it Dragonite. Because it would give it a purpose again. Because if they never add anything else to use Dragonite on, similar to if they never add anything else to use, like, Curse Runes on or something, then, you know, the resource just kind of sits there forever. And it seems like it was kind of pretty clear when those things would get another purpose. For example, if Soulforge ever gets an upgrade that expands it, then we'll need more Curse Runes, because that's the main currency for upgrading Soulforge. Similarly, I would assume if we ever get more dragons added to the game in a similar fashion, you know, it'd maybe use the currency called Dragonite? Possibly. Hopefully. Oh, you know, they could just add another one. I'd sure hope it would use Dragonite, though. Otherwise, Dragonite's going to become a very dead currency instantly. Like, if we get a set of 7 new dragons, and it doesn't use Dragonite to any way, shape, or form, then, Dragonite's just completely dead, then. Like, there's no point ever getting more. We will no longer get excited when we get a perfect dungeon like today. Like, there'll be literally no purpose for it beyond that point, then. Like, there's no infinite sync for it. At least Curse Runes kind of have infinite sync. It's a pretty bad infinite sync, but there is an infinite sync for it. Whereas Dragonite has nothing. Once you have all the Gem Dragons and a few Diamantinas, there's absolutely not a single thing to put it into. Oh, you were trying to pronounce the Catharix boss? Yeah, I have no clue how to pronounce that either. I call him Catharix. I'm pretty sure that is 1000% wrong, but it's what we call him. That's one thing I do miss about the dev streams. Because whatever they say, we could just say that's the official way that is pronounced. The problem is otherwise, there's so many ways you can interpret some of the words. Especially because a lot of them aren't necessarily like mythology words. They're sometimes just combining a couple words together and being like, yep, that's a word now. Like, some of them are based on things. But some of them are just literally random letters. Or not random letters, but random words put together. Obviously not completely random, but you know what I mean. Oh, so hello, Draco! Welcome, welcome. Is there a new mythic tomorrow? Oh yeah, I almost forgot about that. I need to cover a video on that. Yeah, there's a new mythic tomorrow. Why do I keep forgetting there's a new mythic this week? I forgot to mention the Monday video too. But yeah, isn't it? Let me double check. Because we didn't just have one. Yeah, there's a new mythic tomorrow. Why on earth do I keep forgetting about that? Oh, I need to record that pretty early then. If I don't record that pretty early, it's going to be up by like 6 p.m. So hopefully I'll record it pretty early tomorrow. Because otherwise you've got to get pushed back with everything else I need to do. Yeah, it's the first Friday of every month. I'm not sure why, I just don't feel like this is the first Friday of this month. But, yeah, it is. I'm not sure why. I somehow managed to forget like 3 times this week. that we're getting a mythic tomorrow. It's a blessed mythic too. It's basically inverse. The easiest way to describe it is inverse Karandira. It's a 50% chance per extra turn to bless your whole team, instead of a 50% chance per extra turn to curse the whole enemy team. The biggest issue with it is they didn't give it impervious. Obviously, to a degree, bless kind of gives you impervious, but you need to get it first. It doesn't help you if you haven't gotten it yet. So to some degree, he does have impervious, but to some degree, he doesn't. Like, once he gets his bless, he basically has it, but that doesn't help him if, you know, if he gets frozen turn 1. We never get a new mythic on the first Friday. we never get a good mythic on the first Friday. No, we actually do most of the time. Well, maybe not most of the time, but I feel like the Friday mythics are really hit or miss compared to the ones that come out through other means. Like, nearly every mythic we've gotten through other means, other than, like, in the last 5 years, I would say are all pretty good. Except for, that one Soulforge one. That one guy who you need to spend a bunch of curse ferns for that came out, a couple years ago or whenever that was. I think in 2020, 2021, whatever that was. That guy was horrifically bad. But aside from that, most mythics that we get through non-Friday mythic means tend to actually be pretty good. Whereas the ones from Friday mythics are all over the place. Some of them are the meta, some of them are the worst trips to ever exist. Weaker than literal commons in the game. Whereas others become the entire meta for forever. Ah, there we go. Alright, let's go open some Volkies for the rest of the time. See if we can get anything juicy. Oh wait, there is one thing I need to go do before that though. Let me go do one delve so we have the XP booster going into tomorrow. This shouldn't take that long. Realistically, it should take 2 minutes. We just click on City of Thieves. We click on Fight. We click on level 50 if we didn't already. We go to Rowain standard team. We click button. We click other button. They die. You do that 3 times, you win. Should take like 2 minutes, not even. Oh, and sometimes you get full mana and you don't even need to do all those steps. You just click Rowain and win. You skip right back to... You skip all the way to the final step. Actually, this might literally take a minute if we do that every turn. Come on, full mana, full mana, full mana. Full mana. No, yes! There we go. Yeah, never mind. It's gonna take 1 minute, not 2 minutes. Look at how quick it is. Honestly, why don't I run this as a daily? Well, I guess because you don't get as much loot if you rush directly to the chest compared to doing all the rooms. Oh, we didn't get full mana. This could be our slowest fight yet. Took like an extra 5 seconds. Ah, there we go. Objective complete. Though it doesn't go until we click the chest, and now it goes. There we go. And all set up for the next time we do it. Alright, well, now we have an XP booster for tomorrow. Alright, now we can go do Vault of It. Now a little detour out of the way. Alright, let's go run, I'm just gonna run Standard Ironhawk team. Not that one. Wait, why did I say Standard Ironhawk? Wrong one. I mean Standard one-shot Diamantina. The very beefy one with extra magic. The one that makes me want to run, upgrade Karkaroff over, Darkstone. Which I still haven't decided yet, but honestly, I'm considering it. Yeah, the Turquoise Emperor was his name. With his main premise being 4 times Bless. Making him among one of the better Blessers in the entire game. The biggest 2 things holding him back is not having Impervious. And his ability not being the greatest. Like, it's not awful, but it's far from what you would want from a troop like that. Like, I would definitely say Karandira gets more value from its ability a lot of time than what you're going to be getting from the Turquoise Empress. And I already feel like I don't use Karandira that often. And I feel like I would use this guy even less. Like, the amount of times I'll probably use Beatrix over him is really high. Because Beatrix's ability is just so much better compared to his. Like, he has the benefit of having a better final trait. In theory. But Beatrix has a substantially better ability. By a mile. You can even infinite loop into itself, potentially. Maybe not infinite, but, you know, loop enough to win. We'll take that one over. Oh, I can't vertical there? That's sad. And I give him the skull. So we can take the skull. Which card should you upgrade in gold? with your Orbs of Glory. Well, you should be using them only on Mythics, the Orbs of Glory. As far as first Mythic, I would say it's probably the main damage source you're running. So since you don't own Diamantina, you can't do Diamantina. So if you're using like Scourge of Honor or Phoenicia, or if you have one of those, it could work pretty well. Like whatever you're running for your like your daily quick kill or your pet battles, whatever like big AoE, big like insta kill option you're running for that, that's probably the first myth you would want to upgrade with them. The most ideal is Diamantina. Downgrades to that is Phoenicia or Scourge of Honor if you have them. Yeah, Phoenicia is still really good. It did get outclassed by Diamantina, but it is still very, very strong. I still run it for the dailies as well. For like the adventure board dailies. Just because its damage range still works really well for that. The biggest benefit of Diamantina is mostly the max hit increase. As Phoenicia normally hits, well, I guess it depends how much magic you have. But she normally hits a little over 100. Whereas this thing hits almost 150 with all the skull boost ratio. Like in this situation, it's almost hitting 200. Like for example, what we're doing right now at this exact moment in time, you can't actually use Phoenicia for. Well, you can, but you have to double cast it with like Phoenicia plus Lava Dragon. The Magnesia team we were using a while back. Still do occasionally. But with this, you can just do one cast and kill. Whereas Phoenicia will always need 2 casts. But Phoenicia is still really good. Because it takes forever to eventually get Diamantina. Especially if you're not throwing any gems towards it. I think the average time to do it free to play is like almost a year of playing every day. Or at least very heavily during Vault events. Maybe not necessarily every day, but you definitely need a power grind when Vault events roll around. Because you do earn Dragonite from Vault events. I'm not sure if they changed that in the last 7 months. I'm pretty sure that already existed back then. But there is a Dragonite gnome. So you do get Dragonite during Vault events. Quite a bit of it. I think last Vault weekend, at least several hundred. I wouldn't say 1,000, but we definitely got at least several hundred from it. Uses Orb of Ingots. Come on, I want some of the good ones. Also, did we never hand out the second code yet, did we? I was going to hand it out when we get a good drop from Volky. That hasn't happened yet. I'll hand it out on the next even marginally good drop. Like a 24 gem key or 120 gems or something. Anything that doesn't seem horrifically bad. That's horrifically bad. But yes, the next not horrifically bad Volky will hand out a redeem code. Oh? That's horrifically bad. Come on! How many bad ones are we going to get in a row? Our standard for what is a good Volky right now is very, very low. And it's still not doing it. Let's see. Come on, anything that isn't horrible. Also, we need a little bit more damage. Oh, don't make me have to get all of it. I really should go to double cast team. I'm just so used to it one-shotting, but it's actually really inefficient to be running Volt keys during this time. The main reason being that we don't have access to all the extra magic we would from campaign and everything, which does give Diamantina that little bit of extra. Seriously, can we get any Volky that isn't horrible? We're almost like 10 in a row with nothing. Like absolute nothing from the drop. I shouldn't have done that. That gets some denial skulls. It's still enough though. Still nothing. Just a gold drop. Somewhere's in there is something good. Ooh, didn't kill. Not ideal. Not ideal. This team has so little recovery when it doesn't kill, because it's not meant to not kill. It just assumes you will always one-shot. There we go, finally. Okay, we'll hand out a code now. I don't really need event keys, so technically that's also a bad drop to me, but to some people it's not, so here, I have the other code. We technically had an event key legend this week, so there we go. That pays back for the legend. It's kind of funny. I forgot if I mentioned it earlier this week. I think I did. But on Monday, when I was going to max out the dragon, it took 350 event keys for me to get 7 copies of it. In doing those 350 event keys, I got 2 mythics. One of both the 2 mythics available. On average, that would take about 2,000 event keys. Could potentially take 3,000 if you roll incorrectly. Or even more if you get super unlucky. And we did it in 350. And I didn't even need them. It was like our 4th and 3rd copy of them. So it was pointless for us to even get them. Yeah, we got really lucky on that this Monday. Speaking of luck, that was a pretty nice cascade. Come on. Nope. Honestly, we should stop opening vault keys if this is going to be our average loot. We're at least 20 keys in a row with pretty much nothing. We're pretty much looking at an event key drop as our best drop, which I don't even need. To a degree, I don't even almost even need a gem key drop these days. Though I would consider a gem key drop to be better than a event key drop these days. Even though the event key drop is a higher gem value. I forgot, we could just kill him with purple anytime, couldn't we? Even though the event key drop is a higher gem value, and you can use them to target kingdoms, the overall amount of stuff that you get from them is the same as what you would from a gem key. And since we already have everything completed, I'd almost rather just have the gem keys and have a higher number, or a slightly higher number of them. The other benefit of gem keys is while event keys helps you target old content, or whenever they add a new legend to the event key drop table like they did this week, it does not allow you to target new mythics. So for example, like tomorrow, you cannot use event keys to get the mythic tomorrow. Don't even try opening them. You'll still get drops, but you will get, you know, the same drops that's been in event key drop table the whole week. The new mythic will not be in the event key drop table, which is why gem keys and stuff like that, even seal keys, I would consider as almost better value than them, at least like way later in the game after you've already completed everything. And even at some other points. But it's mostly just because they actually allow you to go for new mythics. And while it is nice to catch up on everything else, new mythics are probably one of the bigger sinks of keys, I would say, in the current state of the game. Not counting trying to fill out the log of, you know, every single thing in the game. But otherwise, I would say it's probably one of the most expensive gem sinks in the game. It used to be New Kingdoms, but honestly, New Kingdoms, even when they do come out these days, do not sink nearly as many gems as they used to. These used to be pretty common back in the day, back when event keys didn't even have like common or rare drops, when their lowest thing was ultra rare. It was actually pretty common to spend like tens of thousands of gold keys and a bunch of glory keys and maybe some gem keys or even some VIP keys to try to get all the troops that are from a kingdom like a week early. Because they would normally release them like Friday, and then you know, you'd have like a couple day buffer where if you wanted them like several days early, you'd have to spend a ton of keys. And we would always do that. And quite a few people would. And it was one of the bigger gem sinks in the entire game, trying to get the newer content a little bit early. Because you'd still have to spend a lot of keys regardless to get it all. And back in the day, you weren't able to... The reason why you opened a bunch of event keys and glory keys... Or sorry, why you opened a bunch of gold keys and glory keys was because event keys back in the day did not drop the commons or rares. So whenever New Kingdom came out, you had to open a mix. You couldn't just wait and just get everything from event keys. You actually had to open some amount of other keys, like gold and glory. Whereas nowadays, if you want to get everything from a kingdom, you could just wait until the event rolls around, throw down all your event keys, and then boom, you get everything. But the only exception being, normally when there's a brand new kingdom, some of them are money locked initially, but you get them in like a couple months later. Like if you just wait like a couple months, like right now, for example, Hellcrack, like, you know, initially like for maybe like a month or two, some of those were really hard to get. But, you know, if you open them now, you get, like, literally anything from the kingdom and event key from there. Well, not counting faction troops, of course. But, and, of course, not Catherics. But, you know, pretty much anything. Anyways, guys, I think we'll end it here for now. The code we just posted there, same loot as always, 2 shard maps, 1 gem key, 200 souls, 2,500 gold. We'll have some more tomorrow. Got to start on that new batch as well, as I just finished the last of this batch. We'll be back normal time tomorrow, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 1 hour prior to now tomorrow. No midday stream. We will not be doing Moonstone Valley. Moonstone. I forget the name. We've been playing it so much I don't remember the name now. Moonstone Islands. But yeah, we'll be playing that a game this Saturday and Sunday. If we do any stream that isn't Gems of War tomorrow, it might be like 1 hour Pac-Man stream, which I'll probably do after the Gems of War stream tomorrow. So like this time tomorrow. It's going to be the last day it's going to be around. Of course, most of you guys know Pac-Man, that one retro game, but it's basically the last day that the Battle Royale version of it will be online. So yeah, we're going to play the Battle Royale version of it on pretty much the last day. I think it's technically available on Saturday, but Friday will be the last day we'll ever stream it. So we'll see how it is, just for fun of it. It's pretty fun. It's, you know, normal Pac-Man, but Battle Royale style. It's a lot of fun. So I'll mess with that a little bit after Gems of War stream, pretty much this time tomorrow. But otherwise, same schedule tomorrow. And yeah, I hope you all have a wonderful week. We'll have a Mythic video up in the morning, hopefully very early in the morning. And we'll go from there. Bye, everyone, and thanks for watching.